white road whisper on a rusted rail. Cinder smoke rising from a borrowed trail. I map my sins in a notebook spine, pressed like flowers from a crooked time. Stars blink out where the power lines fray. I track their hum through a world gone gray. Every promise here has a wolf print stain. Every oath a shadow with a stranger's name. If the truth ever comes with a preacher's grin, I'll meet it barefoot in the cold night wind. The past keeps pacing like a half-starved mart, hooves in the dust, where the lost ones stay. I keep a tally carved under my sleeve, not for justice, just for what I believe. The town won't speak when its lights go out. Its silence louder than the drunk man's shout. They crown the wicked when the moon hangs low, and bless the ground where the old crimes glow. If mercy's a wager the hard earth makes, I'll pay in breath whatever it takes. Some roads beg you to bleed your pride, some haunt your boots till the end of the ride. I've carried secrets like a second spine, crooked aching, but wholly mine. There's a cabin north where the fence slats bend, where the river bends further like it means to men. All the stories buried in the shale and dust, promises rusted into quiet trust. I go there nightly with a lantern's glow, words unsaid in the undertow. I've seen faces flicker behind the frost, ghosts of the bargains I almost lost. One calls out soft with a cold black tone, another just hums like an old payphone. None ask pardon, none give blame, they just follow me, whispering my name. The blade I carry isn't meant to kill, more keepsake pressed against my will. A line breaker, oath taker, memories brown, cold as the metal in a preacher's hand. I draw it only when the lies turn sour, when the night leans in with a hunger for power. No choir rises, no brass rings flare, just me in the hush of a heavy prayer. If the dawn insists on a reckoning due, I'll walk through the ashfall steady and true. Let the rumors scatter like starlings in flight. Let the river hold what I lose tonight. I won't bargain away what the dark won't spare. I won't name the ghosts that still breathe my air. I bury them gentle where the moss grows deep, a vigil I keep when the others sleep. And if sunrise wants the slate wiped clean, I'll face it quiet, unseen, unseen. Still holding close through dust and decay, the nameless ones that won't fade away. Bar light flickers on a rust-pin door. Wind rolls in like a debt come due. Old boots whisper on a splintered floor, tracking choices I can't undo. There's a ledger carved in my ribcage bone, inked in the nights I walked alone, where the truth comes slow and the lies come clean, and the wolves all howl in a pitch unseen. I don't preach thunder, don't speak fire, I sift each vow through a worn-out wire. Every promise has a hidden seam, I pull the thread till the stitch runs lean. If mercy falters or starts to sway, I brace my heart where the shadows play. 'Cause kindness bent into something mean can bleed a man till he's stripped to gray. There's gravel in the bloodline, grit in the creed. Stories survived on a famine and need. I've learned to weigh a smile by the cost it hides, not by the shine in a stranger's eyes. Blessings rot in a pocket warm when the giver sings, but the gift is torn. So I keep my distance like a sober ghost, counting the truths I can hold the most. When tempers flare like a saw blade spin, I swallow sparks, let the wheel churn thin. 'Cause rage is a river with a jealous tide, drag you under just to watch you die. So I carve my path in a measured line, shave off the pride that ain't worth the time. If honor stands in a field of fear, I plant my boots till the way is clear. No easy praises, no crowd to woo, just quiet rules that I answer to. Every bargain has a bone to bite, every shadow has its own birthright. When faith goes crooked in the preacher's mouth, I hitch my hope to a different route, one paved in sweat in the cold machine of choices cut where the soul stays clean. There's a hum that rises from the workshop floor like a warning bell from a miner's lore. It tells me borders aren't drawn in chalk, they're shaped by the weight of the way we walk. So when mercy trembles on breaking ground, I haul it back till its spine is found. 'Cause help without truth is a poison seed, looks like grace but it grows like greed. Let the night come down where the vultures glide, let the silence judge what the noise can't hide. I stand where the honest and the haunted meet, hear the old dirt whisper beneath my feet. If love must sharpen to guard what's real, I bear the edge that the years reveal. Won't carve for glory, won't cut for show, just split the false from the thing I know. When the dawn crawls up from the plains, dragging its rust through the window stains, I reckon the cost of the paths I've trod, offer the truth to the quiet of God. No silver sermon, no saintly shine, just a man rebuilt by the line he'll draw. In the dim lit world, rough hewn unseen, vows to the grit and a heart kept clean. Murmur stirs inside the grave, cold brass hours learning way, flicker ghosts in a crooked pane, tapping warnings in a borrowed name. I drag my doubts through a narrow hall, mark each one on the peeling wall. Still the ember, still the floor, still the quiet that asks for more. A whistle cuts the midnight steel, turning truth to something real. There's a ledger etched beneath my sleeve, where all my small betrayals breathe. I touch the hinge, I test the lock, I hear the ticking of the clock. No judge, no hymn, no open door, just the lantern dim in the dark folklore. Shadow follows thin and sure, counting what I can endure. Every step a failing ride, every breath a borrowed crime. I walk the rail where silence sings, carry stones that memory brings. If mercy needs a sharper spine, I place it softly on the line. Down past the yard where the fences lean, where rust forgets what rust has seen, I leave a mark in the sudden rain. One small proof I held the chain. Wind rehearses old mistakes, drums them out across the stakes, and I the witness to my fear, stand beside what brought me here. If grace is slow but always near, I'll cup its warmth and keep it clear. Not for triumph, not for pride, but for the part of me that never died. And still the shadow keeps the sun, soft as frost on a beating drum. Takes my ruin, takes my guide, lays them bare but never lied. Count the brittle, count the true, count the losses breaking through. I keep the thread, I hold the frame, I walk unarmed into the flame. When morning shakes the trembling shore, asking what the night was for, I'll raise the truth I couldn't hide, that every scar became a guide. And the shadow, patient old, waits where all my stories fold. No applause and no uproar, just a tally kept beneath the floor. It doesn't sentence, doesn't spare, only shows what's living there. When the last dim roof lights fall, I hear its whisper through it all. Count the broken, keep the pure, hold the line and walk it sure. Not to punish, not to mourn, but to rise shadow keeps the score. Mud on the wheel where the sky runs red. Gravel hums low like a worn-out thread. Storm found bones in the furrows I keep. Whispered, son, there's a price for sleep. Latin swings hard when the truth kicks in. Every dim path shows the shape of sin. I ride slow where the fences lean, where ghost stitch lies into half-broke dreams. No saint here, just a jaw set tight, a hand on mercy sharp and right. There's no choir left in this throat of mine, just a rough cut oath and a crooked line. If justice limps, then I'll drag it home. If faith won't speak, then I'll carve the tone. It does taste bitter, but it keeps me still. Love turns feral when it's forced by will. I've held daggers, made a kindly talk, watched soft words rot into poison chalk. Give me mercy carved from stone, the kind that stands when the wind cuts bone. Not the polished kind that folds at dawn, but the kind that breaks what needs moved on. Hard truths hiss like a rattler's breath. Sweet lies smile themselves to death. Fields don't care for the prayers you bleed. Crops rise only from the work you see. So I plow the dark with a steady aim. Let the past burn out in the ashen grain. Thunder grins with a hunger wild, same as a father warning his child. There's a line I drew at the river bend, where I lost a friend I couldn't mend. The water muttered something cold. Mercy ain't mercy if it can't hold. So I keep it home like a hickory stake, too strong to break, too sharp to save. Nights peel back what the daylight spares. Truth steps out when the brave one dares. Pride lays traps in the shape of hope, and anger builds its own noose rope. But I don't kneel for the easy out. I'll walk straight in, let the dark air shout. Mercy with grit, mercy with edge, a blade kept clean on a hungry pledge. It doesn't kiss soft, doesn't bow low, doesn't trade blood for passing show. It cuts the rock, frees the bone, leaves you standing, need no hope. So bite down hard when the storm runs near. Hold that line when the doubt grows clear. Ride truth bareback through the biting rain. Drive each mile till your sins lose name. Let your mercy strike, but let it stand. A fierce old friend with a calloused hand. And when dawn crawls up with its copper heat, I'll greet it rough, but I won't retreat. For the road runs long and the heart runs deep, and a wound well cleansed is a wound you keep. One last vow as the night turns meek. Mercy ain't mercy unless it's bleak. Mercy with teeth, mercy that speaks. Gravel hums under a dying star. Roads crawl quiet where the shadows are. I hitch my breath to a stranger's tune, marking sins by the shape of the moon. The night smells sweet like a guilty man, heavy with secrets only mud understands. I walk slow where the river bends thin, rust on my boots and a tremor in my grin. Built brittle on borrowed pride. Church bells echo what folks won't hide. Windows listen like a jury's eyes, counting every soft-made alibi. But the water's old and the water's wise. It doesn't bargain and it doesn't lie. If truth turns sharp when the lanterns fade, I send it drifting through the silver blade. Let the whisper drown, let the burden fall. Tie my silence to the cattail wall. Let the shoreline breathe what I can't recall. Only the river knows it all. Walked crooked with a charm that stung, words like honey butter rotting his tongue. Mama said trouble wears a saint's disguise. Papa said trust what the crow implies. He kept score with a gambler's heat, smiled soft, but he stepped on grief. I felt the pull of a dangerous hen, one part pity, one part sin. I held steady with a level hand, drew a boundary in the sinking sand. Didn't holler, didn't beg or swing, just let the night rearrange the thing. When wrong and right trade borrowed names, I let the river take both their claims. No need for a witness trained to doubt. Water sorts what the heart spits out. Let the echo go, let the stillness rise, wash the color from the crooked ties. Keep the spirit warm, leave the bones to flies. Only the river never lies. Trumpet sound, no lawyer's oath, just a hush where the deep runs cold. I laid the truth at the river's feet, slick with worry, sharp with heat. Stones leaned in like they understood, roots curled round it like old driftwood. If judgment comes in a stranger's clothes, I'll send it where the water flows. Let the fever go, let the lion drown, let the guilty wind stop hanging round. What I lost tonight I won't write down. Only the river claims the crown. So hush the tale, let the dark conceive. I'll place the memory where the currents lead. No verdict bloom, no badge to bleed, just the river learning what I free. Let it go, let it roll, lay it low where the quiet souls patrol. Only the river knows the toll.